What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ava and Rachel show. My name is Rachel.
Ava here.
And we have such an amazing guest. She is one of my best friends, my BB20 fartlet. Love of my life. We started a band on BB20, certified life coach, guided meditation instructor, podcast host, the wonderful, the beautiful Kaitlyn Herman.
Woo! Guys, that was such a good intro. It's almost like I wrote it myself, but it was coming out of your mouth. It was stunning. Hi, girls.
That was beautiful. Yeah,
Yes.
that was beautiful. And Kaitlyn, thank you for joining our show. It's very nice to meet you. We're meeting for the first time, you guys, on the show, which is fab. So it's nice to meet you.
Guys, thanks for having me.
So we're millennials, right? So we want to talk about Britney Spears. So basically what happened to Britney Spears, she had a mental breakdown about 13 years ago. If we all remember when she shaved her head, the umbrella, the whole paparazzi thing that happened.
About that, but after just keep going.
Yeah, for sure. So when that happened, Jamie Spears, her father, actually went to the courts and petitioned to have emergency contemporary conservatorship over her. So that happened in February of 2008. She was, when that breakdown happened, she was hospitalized and put into rehab. And then a couple of months later, she actually, we had those couple of MTV performances that didn't go very well, but she came back on the scene with her circus album. And that happened in 2008 as well. And she just kind of skyrocketed from there. From there, we had tours. We had a Vegas residency, which I saw her show, and she was absolutely amazing. We had her come out with her own perfume line, her own lingerie line. So we were thinking okay, Britney's getting back on track. This is the Britney we remember. This is the Oops, I Did It Again, the Hit Me Baby One More Time, the girl that we used to just jam with in our bedrooms late at night. This was the girl, we finally got her. But then I read here that I think it was about August of 2019, there was a podcast that was released, and basically this was the start of the Free Britney movement, because it started to trickle out, and we started to hear that maybe that this conservatorship she didn't want to be under it anymore. So there was actually a podcast released, and there was a lawyer that came out and said, Britney has contacted me. She wants me to help her, but she's kind of doing it a little secretively. So she didn't really want to come out with it. But then bombshell, this year, she actually comes out and she says, everything you guys have been saying is correct. I don't want to be in this conservatorship. I have been abused. I have been held captive, basically. I have been forced to work 7 days a week in my shows with no breaks. I thought they were trying to kill me. So there has just been so much bombshells dropped recently about this. And then just last week, she was granted the right to hire her own attorney in her conservatorship case. So that's basically a little bit of a kind of overview of it when it comes to the actual conservatorship and everything that's been going on. So hopefully this means that Britney will soon be free, if you will.
But was it really a mental
she was trying to get to her kids. It had to do with her children.
Yeah, listen, have y'all seen the documentary?
Yes.
Okay, so if you really think about it, how crazy would you go or how crazy would you be if literally everywhere you went, the gas station, if you want to shave your head, if there's just people on you, and you're asking them, hey, give me space. They don't give, they don't care. They don't even care about your humanity. They just want photos of you, videos of you. And you keep asking them. And then, all of a sudden you just snap and you're like, I'm going to take this umbrella and come at y'all because I've already asked y'all to leave me alone. So it's
me and Kaitlyn experienced this a lot from Big Brother. I'm just kidding.
It's so similar.
But was it really a mental breakdown? I don't know. I feel like if I was followed for that many years and just practically stalked. There's even a clip of her literally outside of her house. There's a gate, and then her sitting on this concrete kind of stoop thing with her child. And paparazzi are still just they don't care. So it's after all of that, if I keep asking you to leave me alone, is it crazy that I'm just going to take an umbrella and come at y'all?
Right.
Do we cause her mental breakdown though? You know what I mean? When y'all...
I think everyone's just sick of seeing Britney controlled and not have control of her life. I mean, she's worked so hard for this platform, and she deserves to control her own life.
I think the big takeaway is for the majority, I would like to assume that the public and people that are involved in the Free Britney movement, the most we want is for her to be happy. Like, that's really, really it, no matter what that looks like. And I think it's very easy for all of us at home to like be the spectators of the situation, to come up with what we think is going on, but at the end of the day, we don't. And let's just hope and pray that she ends up in a situation that not only keeps her safe, but lets her feel the freedom that she obviously deserves and is her birthright to experience.
100%.
Yeah, and Oprah, get that interview, baby, because I need
my gosh,
an hour.
Seriously.
We need the Oprah interview for sure.
The Oprah interview, and I also need that fan, Kaitlyn, because you have a Beyonce concert hair thing going on.
Yeah, that fan has been blowing your hair, especially when you did the "I'm not a girl, I got a woman."
Yeah, you're at a photo shoot.
You're in a moment right now.
Just my ceiling fan.
Oh wow.
It's just the ceiling fan. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
wow, that ceiling fan has power. Well, since we do have Kaitlyn here, I did want to transition over to some Big Brother talk right at the end. Kaitlyn, just let me know how you're feeling about the season overall, how you're feeling about tonight. I mean, you're taking over CBS's Instagram tonight. So So let us know, like, just how you're feeling about the season so far.
So similarly to Ava, I was really excited to see the cast because, I mean, it's so difficult, Rachel, as you know, to be a part of one of the greatest casts of all time. And then just season after season, we're getting disappointed by the cast. I mean, season 21 was season 22 was an all-stars that didn't really seem like an all-stars. And now we finally get the experience to watch Big Brother as people that have played the game, watching a cast that is equally as iconic as ours.
Yeah.
To say that I think even maybe more iconic in a lot of ways. I mean, diversity of the cast. And I honestly love the teams. A lot of people don't like the team. So for those of you that don't watch the show, this season started off with separating into 4 different teams. And it was kind of like a random situation. You go on this team, you go on this team. And what I like about that is that it kind of made it impossible for there to just be like a big white alliance, for lack of a better word. This diversified people, and we were able to like switch things up a bit. And for that, I think that there are connections that are made that may have not necessarily been made without these teams. What do you think about the teams?
Personally, with the teams, I don't know if I would have liked that, just because we saw what happened our season when we got split up into teams the first day. I mean, they weren't technically teams, but we got split up into 2 different HOH competitions. So we were actually separated for hours from the other people. So when that happens, it kind of subconsciously, without you even knowing, kind of, you know, tangible little thing where you feel like you're connected to those people. So I don't know exactly how I would feel about that, because then I might be in a team with somebody I didn't necessarily like. But I think that's just the fun of the game, because I could have been in a team with Frenchie and I could have been like, dude, this guy is absolutely insane, but you know, let me keep him in my back pocket, but let me go out and find the people that actually know what they're talking about. So it's I mean, that's the Big Brother game. Kaitlyn was kind of portrayed as the chaotic player on our season. So her and Frenchie kind of have a lot of parallels, if you will. It's really funny, though. Kaitlyn, I don't know if you've seen, but like people have been talking about, if you two were in the house together, how chaotic it would have been.
Not surprised. Not surprised.
So if you know anything about Kaitlyn's game from watching our season, Frenchie's is not the same, but they're just both chaotic players, which is one of the most entertaining player to watch. So so right now on the block, we have Frenchie and Britney. Britney is the dancing TikToker who has no alliance with anybody, who just kind of is floating. She's a floater, and she just wants peace, love, and sunshine. And she's just like, Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, so then you have Frenchie, who created an alliance the first week and then has completely blown it up by the second week and has made he made alliances with like everybody in the house. He played his hand way too hard. So we have both of them on the block. It's kind of looking like it's going to be a Frenchie eviction, but we don't know 100%. I don't know. Kaitlyn, would you evict Frenchie?
If I was in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure thing. I would. But you know what, Rachel? Here's the thing. It's so easy to play Big Brother from my bed. Like, it's so easy to play Big Brother from the comfort of my house because we're seeing all the things happening and we're seeing all the angles. Like, the world pretty much is at odds with Frenchie. But the people in there, some of the people in there like him, like, they don't see the things that we see from our beds. So it's easy for me to sit here and be like, yeah, I'd vote to evict Frenchie, but I don't know. I don't know the type of impact he'd have on my fogged brain in there.
After coming out of the house, would you both, if you had to choose on rather to play the game like you played it or play it differently, what would you do now, like versus then?
I'll go ahead and start. Personally, I don't regret any aspect of my game. The only thing I regret is the last week I was in the house when I told Bailey I would be the pawn basically for her. That's my biggest regret. Everybody that plays Big Brother has regrets. They all have that one moment where they go, if I had just not done that. That's my moment. I don't regret any of my 5-week gameplay. I regret my 6-week gameplay. So that's mine.
I regret almost everything emotionally, like gameplay, like almost like literally everything. But then again, it's very hard to regret something when like that's the mindset that you're unfortunately in. Like when you're someone that goes into the house with, not that much self-love or just like certain things about you that you didn't realize you need to shift, you end up playing differently. And I think it's easy for me to say, oh, after that experience, knowing what I know now and being the person I am now instead of at 24, at 27, yeah, I'd probably do really well at the game. My self-awareness level is much higher and my know-it-all mentality is not there anymore. And I just, it would be a very, very different person, a different gameplay, everything.
Would you guys have changed alliances or would you have stuck with your alliance?
I joke about this with a few of I think Rachel and I have spoken about it too, but I joke about it with a few people from our season of like, what would it be like if Big Brother 20 cast came back to play again? And the big joke is like, I would win. I really think I would win because I'm friends with the most people. Like I keep in touch with the most people individually outside of the show. It's just very... Rachel and I would be aligned. We weren't aligned when I was in the house. Like there's a lot of things that have been different.
That is going to do it for us on the Ava and Rachel show. But Kaitlyn, let everybody know on social media where they can find you.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Kaitlyn_Herman. If you're interested in any sort of group coaching, meditations, anything like that, you can just visit my website at katecoaching.com. That's it.
Yeah, because you do like a monthly kind of meditation. Tell us about that just real quickly.
So there's a few different options you have if you're struggling with your mental health, finding inner peace. I mean, we are post-pandemic trying to kind of sort out what that life looks like. You might be experiencing pandemic fatigue. Your social skills may be not what you want them to be. You might feel like a little bit of a hermit, and that's all totally fine. You have a few options. You can go to my website and download my 50-plus page ebook called Defunk Yourself, and it's how to get out of a modern day funk. It has guided meditations. It's only $25. It's a wonderful resource if that's something you're interested in getting. And then you can also just stay tuned for some of my group coaching that happens on there as well.
Yay. Woo. Yes. Go check out Kaitlyn's stuff. She's amazing. And she's been a great friend to me and someone that's been very great to talk to. So thank you, Kaitlyn. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. You can find me on Instagram at Rachel Swindler.
And you can find me at the Ava Hill. Thank you guys for tuning in. Till next time.
Bye guys.